We're practically swimming in information these days, but are we actually getting any wiser? Today, we're diving into a really fascinating study that shows the surprising reason we all seem so divided. And get this, it has less to do with the facts we see and way more to do with how we see them.
It's a total paradox, right? The internet was supposed to be this amazing global library where the best, smartest ideas would rise to the top. But instead, it often feels like we're all just shouting into our own private canyons, the echoes getting louder and the space between us getting wider. So what is really going on? Well, to get to the bottom of it, a team of computational social scientists did something pretty brilliant. Instead of just watching us out here in the messy real world, they built their own digital world, a kind of laboratory where they could control exactly how ideas are shared and just watch what happens. Their findings, published in PNAS, are, well, they're pretty eye-opening.
And this is where it gets really clever. They didn't just poll people or, track our clicks. No, they built an entire simulation from the ground up, a little digital society where they could test how information flows and shapes what we believe in a perfectly controlled environment.
The model itself was actually beautiful in its simplicity. So first, they created 100 digital agents. You can just think of them as simulated people. Then, each agent got a backpack filled with different bits of information. After that, they just let the agents interact, trading info from their backpacks. And all the researchers had to do was sit back and watch how their beliefs changed over time.
So, let's take a closer look inside these backpacks. Every single one had a mix of 12 pieces of information. Now, some of this info was high quality, the stuff that points towards the truth, and the rest, it was low quality, the kind that leads to inaccurate beliefs. Basically, an agent's starting opinion was just based on the random mix of info they were given at the start.
Okay, so for the first part of the experiment, the scientists created what you could almost call a digital utopia, a totally open network.
In this scenario, there were zero restrictions. It was a complete free-for-all. Any agent could talk to any other agent, sharing and getting information totally freely. This was designed to be like that original dream of the internet, a true marketplace of ideas where everyone has a voice. And the result? It worked. It was a huge success. In this open network, the good, high-quality information spread like wildfire and quickly took over. All the bad info got filtered out, and pretty soon, almost all the agents landed on the most accurate belief. The group, as a whole, actually got smarter. But then, the researchers threw in a twist. They ran the whole simulation again, but this time, they changed one single, absolutely crucial rule about who was allowed to talk to whom. Right. In this second run, agents were sorted into an echo chamber. They could only interact and trade information with other agents who already had a similar mix of info in their backpacks. In other words, they could only talk to agents who already agreed with them. Sound familiar? And this is where things get pretty chilling. Even when some high-quality, accurate information managed to sneak into one of these echo chambers, it just wasn't enough. As one of the study's authors, Martina Testori, explains, the agents were so busy passing the same low-quality information back and forth to each other that the occasional good signal just got drowned out. It simply wasn't strong enough to change their deeply reinforced beliefs.
I mean, when you put the two scenarios side by side, the difference is just stark. The open network, with its diverse interactions and free flow of info, led to accuracy. But the echo chamber, with its uniform interactions, created this reinforcing loop, and that didn't lead to accuracy. It led to entrenchment, where beliefs just got more and more rigid, whether they were right or totally wrong.
So what's the big, powerful takeaway from this whole experiment? Well, it's a lesson that goes way beyond these digital agents in a computer model. Here it is, the key insight, and sociologist Damon Centola just puts it perfectly. The pattern of how we share information, the very structure of the network, it shapes a group's intelligence just as much as the content itself. Think about that. Having the facts isn't enough if those facts are trapped in the wrong kind of network.
This really just hammers home the core message of the study. It's not just about having access to good information. The architecture of our conversations, the very structure of who we talk to, is what determines whether a group gets smarter or just more certain.
Okay, I know this might all sound a bit abstract, with agents and simulations, but the researchers make it crystal clear how this digital experiment connects directly to the world we are all living in, right now.
Just like Martina Testori points out, our online lives are run by algorithms designed to do the exact same thing the echo chamber model did. They give us feedback based on what we already like, what we already click on, and what we already believe. They are, for all intents and purposes, structural echo chambers.
And the consequences of that are just enormous. This research calls into question the entire business model of social media, which often rewards engagement over accuracy. It helps explain the widespread of misinformation, our deepening political divides, and it even forces us to rethink what free speech really means when the network itself can end up silencing the truth.
Ultimately, this study isn't just about algorithms or society at large. It's a mirror. It forces every one of us to take a hard look at our own information diets, our social circles, and our online habits. So the most important question it leaves us with is this: is the network you've built for yourself making you smarter, or is it just making you more certain of what you already believe? And what are you going to do about it?